Next on the Broadway Show, history is happening on Broadway. We're celebrating Women's History Month with the cast of Suffs. Plus, we'll introduce you to the stars of the revival of the Who's Tommy. And I'm hanging out with the star of MJ the Musical. I'm Tamsen Fadal, and this is the Broadway Show. We're all about Broadway's hottest tickets each and every week here on the Broadway Show. I'm Tamsen Fadal. Glad to have you with us. March is Women's History Month, and we're celebrating with a big new show.
We demand to be heard. We demand to be heard. We demand to be seen. We demand to be seen. Demand equality and nothing in between. Equality.
After an extended sold-out run at the Public Theater, Suffs is coming to Broadway this spring. It's the epic and timely musical about the women's suffrage movement. With a powerhouse producing team, Suffs features a book, music, and lyrics by Shaina Taub. Suffs also featuring an all-femme identifying and non-binary cast. We got to know the stars.
Suffs is a story about a group of friends who take on the system and try to change the world and actually do it. And that's what drew me to it, because for me, like, my friendships are so primary in my life and they're as important as any other relationship. And I feel like that's true for a lot of people and a lot of women. And so I hope that Suffs is a show that you can see you and your friends in.
It's called Suffs, and it's about the suffragist movement, but it's not dry.
Yes.
It is not a dry show. It is sexy, it is smart,
It's funny,
it's engaging.
Not this girl you see before you now, who stands by each move that she's made. This old fogy's time has come. Woman's time has come.
Suffragette was a diminutive term that people used to kind of make them seem like Cupid dolls and not like radical reformers. They called themselves Suffs. They were suffragists. They called themselves Suffs. It's so badass, and you can see people kind of light up when they get this new information. I love it so much.
Progress is possible, not guaranteed. It will only be made if we keep marching on.
I really hope this show educates people, that people have the desire to look up these women, to look up the many different organizations that surrounded this movement, and inspire people to do the work, to come together, to cross the aisle, to learn from each other.
What feels more important and interesting and necessary right now than a show that's gonna grab you by the heart, not let you go, have tunes you can hum and feel inspired, and that you walk out and you're like, yeah, I can keep marching.
Come on, keep marching, marching, marching. Come on, keep marching, marching, marching. Come on, keep marching, marching, marching. Come on, keep marching, marching, marching. Keep marching on.
The revival of the Who's Tommy is making its way back to Broadway. It's the epic pop concert musical, and 3 decades later, the original Tony Award-winning creators have reunited to bring the story back to today's audiences. But before that happens, we got to know the stars.
Coming into this actually was like a homework assignment for me, because I didn't know the musical. Like, truly, I knew the album. In college, I had sat down with a friend and we listened to a bunch of different classic rock albums. So Tommy was one of them. I remember it, and I remember sitting there and thinking it was really great, but I never really revisited it. So then when I got this audition, again, I didn't even know there was a musical of it. So this was a fully, I got to discover the whole thing. And I'm actually grateful for that, because I didn't have too much of a remnants of the past version, even though I want to honor it. Just to be able to come in clean slate and create my own thing is really pretty cool.
I remember after getting the audition for the show, I was Googling so much about the show and watching little documentaries on it and interviews on it and clips, and I just thought, holy cow, this was so ahead of its time in 1993. I can't wait to see what we do with it now.
I think everybody's going to find something different when they come to this show. You might relate to the parents. You might relate to Tommy, his amazing journey, re-experiencing the world. People are now sort of stuck in their phones. So, we want to smash the mirror. We want to break it. Sometimes you want to grab your your partner's phone and smash it, right? Yeah, so it's that sort of thing. There's a lot of different elements that we can really connect with.
I play a mom in the show. I play Mrs. Walker, Tommy's mother in the show, and found out an hour and a half before rehearsals in Chicago, our first rehearsal in Chicago, that I was pregnant. So did the entire run in Chicago up until I was 5 months pregnant, and now I have a 7-week-old baby, and we're here on Broadway doing it. So playing a mom now as a mom, the stakes have just risen.
LED lights had not been invented 30 years ago when the show premiered, so the technology that is at our disposal to make this production look like nothing you've seen before in Tommy is really exciting. It feels so lucky to be in David Corran's and Serafina Bush's and Peter Negrini's world. They've really outdone themselves. So we just want to service that at the end of the day. We want to service the emotional catharsis of the audience and the sensory overload spectacle that you'll get from sitting in the audience.
You can't listen to this music and not visualize choreography, at least I can't. But it's a beautiful story. I mean, it's this incredible story about a family set to the most incredible music I've ever heard, and it's iconic. It's Tommy.
The reason that we did this is that we felt that the world had caught up to Tommy, and that it has a relevance that we don't think it had 30 years ago. And so that's deeply satisfying.
When you come to this theater, you're going to see it, you're going to feel it, you're going to hear it, and I actually hope that it heals you too. So there is something really special about this production, and I think after 31 years, it is necessary for it to be revised.
He now dons the iconic fedora and the sparkling glove. Elijah Rhea Johnson is Broadway's newest king of pop, now on Broadway, starring in MJ the Musical. We caught up outside the theater. You walk in, you see your name on the marquee. What is that feel? A lot of people don't have that opportunity. What does that feel like?
It's insane. It's like it's a dream. You know, when I was little, Michael was the reason why I started performing, and so to be able to play him on Broadway, and it's like, you know, bigger than anything I could have ever imagined growing up. And even like the poster of me on the door, like it's surreal. Like it's insane to be here on Broadway doing this. It's like, yeah, it's a dream.
So is this the door you enter every day?
Yes, this is the stage door. My face right here is beautiful.
So you know where you're going?
Yeah. It's actually just for me, just to make sure that I know, like, oh, right, this is what I'm doing and everything. Great. So, you know, it's all laid out for me.
What does that feel like?
It's insane. It's insane. It's also very funny too, because the makeup and the hair and the wig and everything. Yeah. When I come out, people kind of don't recognize me. So they're like, "Are you Michael?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's me. That's me doing the thing."
You grew up kind of just surrounded by his music, surrounded by everything Michael. Talk a little bit about where that all began for you.
I think it was
around your dad responsible.
Yeah. I think my dad just kind of introduced me. I was around the time when Chris Brown came out, and I saw him dancing and singing, and I was like amazed. And then my dad kind of gave me an education just of all the greats, but Michael was one I gravitated to the most. And yeah, just kind of, I would perform around Detroit at different talent shows doing Jackson 5 songs. That's what I would do. I have a little fedora on. That's how I got my start. Yeah, but it kind of just captivated me. I really was inspired by his movement, his intention, all the things that, you know, why we love Michael. And it really just, I mean, it's the reason why I started doing what I do now.
How do you get into his mindset every night before you hit the stage? Is it the music? Do you have to really sit into the mindset, or is it easy to do?
I think the more you do it, the easier it gets, but it's always still like refocusing and just making sure that, like, I think I'm talking about like magic, like making sure that like that's the forefront of the performance, of the intention and all that, because that's how he was, and making sure that every night you give it your all, because Michael gave it his all every time he performed.
Does it shift every few weeks or something, the area of the show that you like the best, or the song that you feel most into, where you feel like your magic is coming through?
It feels like it's a boring answer, but it's not. I mean, my favorite is Beat It, because it's the first thing that I do. I step on stage, and I think more than anything, when people come to see the show, they're like, okay, what's the Michael gonna do? Like, what's this guy's vibe? What's gonna be? And I think it's interesting. I can tell from the applause I get when I first come out what the crowd's gonna be and what I should give and all that. So I think by the end of that number, they are like, okay, cool, we're in safe hands, this kid is good, what's the show about? And I love seeing their little faces just light up, and it's a...
You set the stage.
Yeah,
Beat It sets the
set the tone, all that, and so it's, for me, it's a highlight, I think, of the show.
So before MJ the Musical, there was The Lion King on tour.
Yes.
What was that? That had to be good. You were younger,
yeah,
right?
I was 10. I was 10, 11 years old, which is so interesting because the little Michaels in our show are 10, 11. So it's like kind of looking like into a mirror in that way, also seeing my beginnings. It was fantastic. I mean, it's so interesting looking back at that time. I didn't know so much about myself in the industry and all that, but I knew I loved performing, and that's still the thing that I think I relate to today.
Sure.
You know, being an adult and kind of navigating myself through not only entertainment, but life. Performance is the thing that I love, and I get to do it every night. I'm still thankful that I get to do it every night.
And you were known as the Michael Jackson kid, though,
I
when
was.
you were in Lion.
I
Before
was.
there was MJ,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, that was like I used to like wear a little fedora all the time, and like walk around. It was pretty intense. It was like,
It was a
it's like-
foreshadowing.
I mean, it's full circle. I always say that
Yeah.
like it truly was meant to be how it happened like this.
Friends, they come here to see you. What do they say?
I mean, they love it. I mean, that's one thing. It's like awesome to like be a lead in the role, be Michael Jackson playing. Like it's insane. It's an amazing show. Like I'm a little biased, but it's great. It's like really truly a fantastic show to go see. I think anyone who is a fan of Broadway, fan of theater, not a fan, just fan of Michael,
Right.
anybody who just comes to see, they really like enjoy themselves.
A brand new day is here, nearly 50 years since originally opening at the Majestic Theater. The Wiz is easing on down the road to Broadway. Let's send it out to Paul Wontorek.
You are the woman who is going to help bring The Wiz, one of my favorite musicals, back to Broadway after almost 45 years. How does it feel for you to even just process that statement?
I feel so honored more than anything. I feel like I'm the luckiest person in the world. I cannot wait to share this beautiful story again with people who love it, like you, and to introduce it to new generations.
I don't know if people really understand the initial impact when this show landed on Broadway. It was big.
It was seismic.
Yeah, seismic.
It's interesting because when the show first opened, there wasn't a lot of confidence that it was going to be lasting, right?
Right.
And then that commercial came out.
Believe in the magic that's inside your heart, and believe in the wind, not because I told you to.
It took 2 seconds for people to go, what was that? It was like, and then the tickets started selling, and then they never stopped. It's also, you know, a show where Black people were like, oh, this is us. Not just Black people on stage.
Right, yeah.
But real authentic
Yeah.
representation. Stephanie Mills' voice did not sound like it had come out of a conservatory. She sounded like she came out of church. And that sound, that, you know, what Jeffrey Holder did in his direction and his costumes, it's like, that's us. George Faison's choreography showed the world that Black bodies can do all kinds of things. It was the first time, you know, I saw contemporary dance on Black bodies. A real elevation of what I had seen. I was so happy for Soul Train and like seeing that growing up on TV. I knew that we could do that. I didn't know we could do that. So The Wiz taught me so much about my Blackness at a young age when I saw it in Dayton, Ohio. And then I saw what looked to me like a little girl, although she was older than me. I mean, I was like, I don't know, 6, 7 years old when I saw it. But I saw myself. And although we went to go see all the touring shows, it's the first time I saw me on stage. And that was exciting.
Many Broadway creatives have tried to bring the musical, originally seeped in 70s soul culture, back to Broadway without crossing the finish line. But Williams is confident that now is the perfect time for The Wiz to return. Many years have passed. We're in a different point in the world. How are you what's your entry point for a vision for this new production?
My entry point are my 2 girls. I have a 13-year-old and a 12-year-old. And when I started the show a couple years ago, I kept thinking about what are they looking to see when they see Dorothy? And when I read the script, what I saw was a girl who was seeking belonging, who felt like she didn't fit in where she was. And she gets put on an adventure where she has to go beyond her comfort zone. And she finds her tribe. And every person that she finds is a little quirky. And they're all kind of seeking their own sense of belonging. And they have challenges that they face. And they have to face their fears and they have to overcome. And then they meet someone who's like, I can fix everything for you. Right? But what they realize is they have to solve their own problems. They have to be brave. They have to learn how to rely on each other. And at the end of the story, she learns that she must believe in herself. And she is exactly where she needs to be, and she has exactly what she needs to have, and she has great purpose. And when I saw that in the story, I was like, oh, that's a gift to my daughters.
This is a Broadway Show, and we're back in just a few. It's time to take a walk with a Broadway star. Let's send it out to Charlie Cooper.
Jordan, we're
Charlie.
walking you to work today.
Okay.
Super
Should we go
excited
arm in
about
arm,
that.
like,
I know, we
like
might as
Wizard
well,
of Oz?
just kind of like,
you know?
Listen, you've had a crazy, busy summer with your Broadway debut and
Yep.
Wicked, but also you have a baby girl.
I know. She
How
was
are you
born
feeling?
5 weeks early, so we are exhausted and excited and all of the emotions.
How are you like juggling fatherhood with
Oh,
this new
my
big
gosh.
thing?
Well, I have a superstar wife who has taken so much of the reins, especially when I came back into the show. She understood what I needed to do every night. So she's letting me sleep the most of the night, and I handle like the morning shifts a little bit. So it's really a team effort.
So obviously we're walking you to work, but I have to ask because I
Mhm.
know you do some biking, some rollerblading.
Oh, rollerblading?
What is
Don't
your
talk about that.
favorite neighborhood in the city to do those things in? Because it's chaos out here.
Yes, it is. I love it. No, I'm wild, and I love going all over the city. It's the best way to see the city. I bike to work every day. I avoid the subway at all costs. It's a cool way to be around New York.
I know you don't have a dance background. How did this happen? Because you're doing a lot of dancing.
Yes, I am. You know, I have an athletic background.
Gotcha.
So I feel like that has served me well in being very body aware. So I'm able to pick stuff up if you give me enough time. But as you said, I am not a dancer. To this day, I've never taken a dance class.
Oh my God.
And I sing a song called Dancing Through Life, which just like,
The irony,
that
right?
doesn't make sense to me at all.
I love that. I love how Wicked takes up the entire block.
Isn't it cool? It's so special. I mean, all of the paraphernalia here.
Yes.
And it's such a cool office. I mean,
Look
I
at
love that
this.
it says sexy, sassy, and sensational right next to me. That's the best part. Yeah, bro. Way to go.
Does it at all ever feel like a pinch me moment for you?
Yes. Yeah. Well, yes and no. I know this sounds weird, but I was on the road for a year and 8 months, and I finished with 640 performances of Wicked. So when I came in here, I was nervous until I started Dancing Through Life, and I was like, oh, I know this show. I know how to do this. So every night I have to walk across the stage after the show is over to get to the stage door, and that really is the pinch me moment where I'm looking out at the empty theater, and that really helps remind me how special it is to be on Broadway every night.
Well, thank you so much. We're
Of
at
course.
work.
Here it is.
Yes, here
the
it
old
is.
Gershwin stage door.
Break a leg. You're
Thank
gonna
you
kill
so
it
much.
per usual. Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thanks for sticking around. I'm Tamsen Fadal. She's forever in blue jeans. Amber Ardolino plays Marcia Murphy in A Beautiful Noise, the Neil Diamond musical. And Amber's doing a vlog for us over at Broadway.com. It's called The Denim Diaries.
Okay, in a couple minutes, we're gonna go upstairs and we're gonna go see how the stage managers call the first part, the big opening number of our show. We're going up stage left. I'm taking you up to the calling deck. Here we go. And here we are. This is where the calling magic happens. The script. Let's see who's calling tonight. Colin. Ready? Let's keep the audience. Look at them. Okay, let's go watch them call Sweet Caroline.
Check out the full episodes over at Broadway.com. And that's going to do it for us. But for tickets, or if you want to check out extended cuts of all the interviews, head over to Broadway.com. I'm Tamsen Fadal, and this is The Broadway Show.